Welcome back, Super Friends. Today we are going to learn about the coordinate system. What you need is your math notebook or folder, pencil to write with, and don't forget that super brain of yours. Stay tuned for the video. All right, Super Friends, we are going to start our next unit with graphing. It's called the coordinate system, and we're going to learn exactly how to graph, how to read a graph, how to make graphs, all of that stuff. So graphing is very, very simple. It's like a very simple step. I know some of you have seen these questions on Success Maker or on Khan Academy, and it's super simple. I'm just going to teach you how to do it. So our textbook page that we're on has some questions for us. The first question is, you're graphing a point at E, which is at 0, 5. Do you move to the right 0 units or do you move up 0 units? Now, what I want us to understand and remind ourselves is that when you see that little symbol, these things, the X and the Y go here. X is across. Oops. X is across and Y is up. So that's basically what this is telling us, that we're going across X, whatever the number is for X, and then we're going up whatever number it is for X. So now with our example that they gave us 0, 5. How many across did we go? We went across 0. I keep spelling across wrong. Across 0, and then we went up, how many? 5. All right, so that should be what our answer is. When it says, do you move to the right 0, or do you move up 0? Across would mean right. So we went right 0, and that would be our answer for this one. We went right 0. Now, number 2 says, what ordered pair names the origin of any coordinate grid? I think they were asking for the X and the Y, but I'm going to tell you that it's the X axis and the Y axis. So let's write it this way. I want us to get in the practice of putting it in the parentheses the correct way. So we're going to say X axis. That's the name of it for the X. That goes to the right. And then Y axis goes up and down. Y axis. So X axis is left and right. Y axis is up and down. Number 3, describe how to graph point K at 5, 4. So what do? Remember, we go across for X, up for Y. So we're going to go across, or we can say to the right. We'll put right in parentheses. Go across 5, and then up 4. Oops, up 4. And that's how we describe it. So it's very, very simple. You'll see that, you'll get the pattern of it. Number 4, what's the points for B? All right, let's look at B. So B is right here. You always want to start at the 0. Sorry, not at the A, because the A is at the 0, but you always want to start at 0. So 0 is there in the center, and then we're going to go across first. Remember, we go across. How many places did we go across? 3. So we went across 3. And then we're going to go up, how many? 2. Up 2. That's how we do that for point B. Let's look at point A. I like that they gave us point A because a lot of notes that I have given in the past don't talk about this point, and I like for us to talk about it. So point A is right here. How many across did we go? 0. How many up did we go? 0. So that's called the origin. Anytime you see 0, 0, that's the origin. So I want us to write that as well. All right, awesome. Now let's go to the last 2 questions in this section. It says, in 6 and 7, name the point for each ordered pair. Okay, so we're just going to say which letter is it. Is it C or is it D, using the picture that we have above? So 5, 3. So let's go across 5. Remember, you start at 0. We went across 5, and then we went up 3. So that's D. That's point D. Let's say point, just so that we get the habit of it. Point D. and then we go up 1, or sorry, we go across 1 for, let's do a different color. We go across 1 and then up 4. That's point C. All right. Super. So that's how we do this. Before you get on to the rest of your questions in your textbook, I want us to look at some questions that we will see on tests. So this question, of course, I don't expect you to write this down, or the grid at least, but I do expect you to write down the questions, like the words to it. So it says the points on the coordinate plane show places in Johnny's neighborhood. Johnny moved from one place to another by moving up 4 spaces and right 5 spaces. Which way could he have moved? So it's telling us that we want to go up 4, and then right 5. Okay. So now in our options, it's telling us where did he go? From A, it says from the stadium to the mall. B says from the bus stop to the park. C says from the bus stop to his home. D says from his home to the mall. So let's try these options and see which one makes sense. So from the stadium, let's start at the stadium. All right, the stadium's right here. And I go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I go right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's nothing. So that won't work for us. If it was 4, then that would have worked for us. But it's 5, so that won't work. So A is no. Let's look at B. B says from the bus stop to the park. Let's see if we get to the park. So I'm going to go up. I need to go up 4 and need to go right 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hooray! We do end up at the park, but let's check everything else just to make sure. From the bus stop to his home, let's try the bus stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and if we go 5, that's still the park. So obviously that's not true for C. Let's look at D. From his home to the mall. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That passes it. So no. Only option was B. So that would be how we solve this type of problem. All right. Let's go down to the last example. All right. This one you don't have to write down at all because this is a simple one. I just wanted us to see it in the way that it would look on a test question. So the location of Hector's car is represented on the coordinate plane below. Hector is 3 units down and 3 units to the right of his car. So 3 down and 3 right. It's just like giving directions if you're playing a game or finding a treasure hunt. So what is his location? So his car, let's start at his car, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 down, and then 3 right. 1, 2, 3 right. Where did we end up? This point, how many across is it? It's 10 across, and then how many up is it? It's not up at all, so it's 0 up. So which point is that? D. All right. Use these notes to help you with your questions today.